we chill is actually fucking disgusting. I have to start the episode with a swear because this episode might be one of the greatest in terms of actual just general knowledge and investing knowledge that we're about to ever share.
And from mindset and perspective. It's one of them ones. In the markets, all you gotta know is about who we're gonna talk about today.
Yeah.
You gotta know. Would you know about $70 billion losses and then bouncing back?
Damn, son.
Would you know about being the richest man in the world
for 3 days then losing 70 bill?
Yeah, casual.
It's a tough one. Right. Well, first of all, let's do our disclaimer, and then we'll let Keish tell us what he's doing in Paris on behalf of Les Blockchain Sensei and their Fundementals. And to be fair, we don't. I think we shouldn't even. Should we tell people on the game about Foundation Ventures? Or not?
No.
I don't think we should. I think it should be.
No.
You know.
No.
You already just said the name.
Yeah, but people.
If you know, innit?
So, disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Let's go. Okay, so quick disclaimer. Please bear in mind that all our content is for education, information, and entertainment purposes only. No information should be considered investment advice, nor a financial recommendation to buy, sell any assets, or place any trades. Please always do your own
research.
It is very important to do your own analysis before doing any or making any investments based on your own individual circumstances. Please always take independent professional advice from a professional advisor, or independently research and verify all and any information you may find in our content that you wish to rely upon, whether you wish to make an investment decision or otherwise. All investments come with
risk.
Please always do your own
research.
We are not
financial advisors,
and we do not intend to be perceived or received as
financial advisors.
However, we are working in collaboration with several accredited
advisors.
If you are unable to mitigate your risk, then please contact us immediately so we can refer you to an accredited
financial advisor.
That's the disclaimer. Before Keish needs to go because he's very...
No, let Keish do his thing first and then you do your thing because he's got to go, bro.
No, I'm going to say that. Let Keish.
Okay. Come on, Keish.
Yo, what's good, guys, man?
What's going on in Paris?
Yeah, man. Just passing by, just going to a few events. They got quite a lot of different events going on. There's about 4 going on at the same time today. Like a lot of different projects are out in France and sort of presenting their projects, but also having like hackathons and meetups. So I've been down to the Solana hackathon. There was one in London about 3 weeks ago, but I thought we'd just come down on in France as well. It's been good, and every place is obviously a different venue, different vibe, but it's the same team, same people, so it's always a good vibe. And also new people come by every day. It's a different crowd, a different bunch. So yeah, that's been great. Been down to like a bit of the Ethereum events. I went to a Polygon events. Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Tell us a little bit about the Polygon events.
Can I share some of them posts, them fly pictures of you on the story?
Yeah, why not, bro? Yeah, go for it, man. But yeah, like
shining, bro.
Come on, man. There's more as well, you know. Yeah, but yeah, it's been pretty good. So at the Polygon event, they had a lot of people from the Polygon team, Polygon Enterprise, people behind Polygon ID, and Polygon DAO. So there's quite a lot of in-depth information on the systems there, and also in the beginning, I thought was kind of interesting. They had a conversation about like how to deal with a bear market, and also like on the side of the developers and the team. I gave a little bit of advice on that side. It was interesting. They had all of the right things to say and all of the right points, which was good and refreshing to see. Met quite a lot of people that are just passionate about blockchain technology and just want to travel more. And it doesn't matter what country they're in, as long as they're involved in blockchain technology, that's all that matters. So yeah, it's been pretty cool meeting up with a lot of people from these teams and networking. Also having a few meetings and obviously working as always. So yeah.
Always.
Could you, for the viewers, Keish, tell the viewers something that you've learned in your time in Paris in the past few days that they could take away something from?
I learned that bonjour means hello, and Dava means how are you. I learned that yeah, that's about it really. That's all I know.
Man.
I mean, is it like
also make sure you pay for your bus tickets all of the time, and buy bus tickets, because when you buy one ticket, it will be done out. So you have to buy like a ton of tickets. I had a ticket problem. Other than that, I mean, nothing else.
Oh, first. Right, whilst you're gone later, we'll show pictures of you shining. I'm trying to upload them to the gram, but grams. Oh wait. You might do it in time. Let me see. Boom.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Our boy shining, bro. Shining. He's shining, bro. Come on, reload. Bro, you're shining so much.
Let's pulling it up on the desktop.
It's got to be done, bro.
You're live on there as well.
Yeah. Bro, he's shining, bro. He's shining.
Yeah. Right, by the tour the iPhone.
Yeah.
Wow, the Eiffel Tower.
That's our boy shining, bro. Shining. You boys be shining in Paris like we.
That's actually interesting software that they use. So the photographers have their own app that automatically integrates into and gets sent to your email. You get put into the app almost like on the website, and you can access everything to do with the projects, and it has the logo and everything. And it updates itself every time and every day, because it's over a course of days, these events. So it updates it well, so it's been pretty cool. Just having updated pictures every time you just pull up. You don't even know when the photographer's taking pictures. I mean, I know him now, innit? So I see him and I chat to him sometimes, but it was, you just, all of a sudden you have a bunch of pictures. They use tracking you take a selfie, it tracks your face, and then all of the pictures get sent to you.
Mad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Because we got a lot to get through. Go on,
you lot enjoy, man.
You want to talk about?
Yes.
Take care, guys.
Yes.
Love.
What's good, people? So, it is 8:13 p.m. UK time, Monday the 18th of July, 2022.
I'll let all the people that you carry on again, bro. Don't get distracted, bro.
Of course. Okay, so I just wanted to iterate a few things. Please go to gumroad.com/blockchain sensei for all our products and services. Just remind you guys, we've got, is it 4 ebooks out?
4 ebooks, one on NFTs, one on music NFTs, one on gaming, one on crypto.
Yeah, we've also got some videos on trading. We've got some videos on an NFT masterclass, and we will, let me just keep it.
And of course, coming with a Goldman Sachs trader that I haven't told anyone about, which I'm going to tell you about now.
Okay, amazing. Sorry, so I have to just mute people. Yeah, so that's gumroad.com/blockchain sensei. We seldom advertise our paid products and services. To be honest, we probably should do more. We also have our trading service run by Mr. Spectacular, where you can get in a private Discord. Please bear that in mind. Now, another thing which I have found that a lot of our public followers are unaware is that outside of an education company, dare I say it, we're straying more towards this. Blockchain Sensei is actually a fully functioning Web3 solutions company. This is kind of a term that we coined ourselves. So basically, we solve problems in the Web3 space. So problems including but not limited to software. So if anybody's listening to this and needs some software on the blockchain being built, other problems in the space such as legal and accountancy, Discord management, whatever Web3 problem you have, feel free to contact Blockchain Sensei, either in our Instagram DMs, Twitter DMs, or hello@blockchainsensei.com. We also are in the VC space. So if you are a Web3 startup that are looking for VC investments, please email a pitch deck to us at hello@blockchainsensei.com. On top of that, if you are a crypto angel investor and or crypto VC and or are connected to VCs or work in the venture capital space within crypto, please get in touch. Or if you work in more traditional finance and you are looking to make potentially or crypto investments or look at crypto investments, please contact Blockchain Sensei, as we are day in, day out operating in Web3. And I think sometimes on the webinar and on social media, it's not so clear because we just give out so much information and people think we're just here educating. We're actually first and foremost operators in the space and educate through our experience. So I just thought I'd iterate that. And yeah, over to Mr. Harding on to the news.
Okay, so news. Let's talk about the news. Let's talk about the news. So some of the news was covered on NFT Fridays. But some of the news I'm gonna go over right now, since last week. So let's start with the things that happened here. So one of the things that happened is Nike have updated their new swoosh website, which is entailing to NFTs. So watch out for this one. I'm guessing it's going to be a Nike token gateway, whereby if you have certain NFTs, you'll be able to access certain premium products from Nike. So watch out for that one. Obviously, we can't confirm that that is the case, but that is what is most likely. Let's go on to the next piece of news. We've got the Ripple partnership. We've done that before. Revolution Cards, we've done that before. Sandbox has partnered up with Tony Hawk's. We mentioned that one before. Now, one of the biggest things in the space which caused Polygon to go up, I think it's gone up by 160% recently, is that Polygon was accepted to go into Disney's accelerator. Now, there's some accelerators out there, but Disney's accelerator, when Polygon have their own accelerator, is pretty crazy. So obviously, Keisha's out there right now with the Polygon guys. So very interesting times. Please go and check out some of the posts by Mr. Spectacular. We are working on some crazy episodes of oh, my head's gone blank. Technically speaking, don't worry, that's coming right around the corner. Gary V has launched his own well, not launched, rebranded as Vayner Free for his Web3 consultancy, along the veins of what we're doing here. So look out for that. GameStop-based NFT platform has now flipped in sales for Coinbase. So one of the things, I think this was in one of the first ever episodes we did for the game, was us talking about GameStop and why GameStop stock had actually gone up and how it's been manipulated. And one of the things that I said back then, 2 years ago, was that GameStop are working on an NFT platform, and that is the one thing that could actually cause a massive revival for GameStop.
Instead of in terms of GameStop stock. Yeah.
And lo and behold, 2 years later, this is what has actually come to pass. So that was NFT Fridays. That was the news up until Friday. Over the weekend, we've also seen Netflix, who we also mentioned in the previous episode that they would be launching NFTs, now go a little bit more serious with their NFTs, apart from the ones in Love, Sex and Robots, great TV series. And they've now launched their Stranger Things NFT series, and we can pretty much guess, and I'm going to put it out there because we know it's going to happen, that when Squid Games comes out, what do we think they're going to release for Squid Games?
An NFT collection.
Some kind of NFT collection for the new Squid Games.
Blockchain Sensei, as of the 18th of July 2022, are predicting a future Squid Games NFT collection. Let it be known.
Yeah. So top three. So some of this I went through before, but I'm going to go over this again. Mega cap discounts at the moment. Flow is down 96%. Theta is down 92%. Axie Infinity is down 91%. And Algorand is down 93%. And XRP is down 91%. I've just mentioned all of the things just for disclaimer purposes of the things that I'm currently invested in.
But not Dogecoin.
But not Dogecoin. Well, I am invested in Dogecoin, but not directly. It's from money that I got for free. So yeah.
So you're trading free money change.
Yeah. Then Playboy have entered in a partnership with the Sandbox, which was quite an obvious thing for them to do when we think about it. That was quite an obvious play that probably someone should have seen coming. We're working on a little portfolio of amazing NFTs that people should be collecting. That's going to be coming soon. The video's paused over there. Now, if you remember a while back, we actually did mention, that's so weird that it paused then when we got to talking about Meta.
Whoa, that is kind of crazy.
That is mad crazy. We were just about to talk to Meta and the IG live paused. He didn't want to let us. So a while back, we mentioned software called DALL-E, which is an AI software used for illustrators and artists. And lo and behold, Meta have decided to launch their own version and let it be known that they're doing something similar. Anyone in the creative space, if you are not looking at this, you're in trouble. Say no more. Then in terms of what other news have we got? So obviously we're talking about Softbank today. And we're going to quickly go over some of the reports. Another piece of news is the newest episode of The Chop is coming out. This is a 2-hour chop up of decentralized file storage platform, Arweave, which a lot of the projects that we are building and consulting on, we are recommending to use Arweave. So Arweave, if you are watching this, please shout us, because we've got a lot of projects that we think would be amazing for your incubator. So yeah, holler at us. We're going to do a 2-part episode of that episode of The Chop. Big shouts out to you, St. Jerome. Really realized why he worked for the European Space Station after that episode. So yeah, there's some crazy value that's going to be literally watching that episode when it comes out. Even if you know nothing about crypto, you're not interested in Arweave, your general intelligence about this space and just the world will be heightened. Literally watching that space, you'll be able to just...
He did a 20-minute section where he just talks about the maths.
Yeah, which is crazy. So one of the key things is that only 4.5% of NFTs have actually got their data stored on chain, which is crazy. So that's an interesting fact. So let's go into some of the news from the Blackrock Q3 report. One of those things that I think we should mention is that in 2021, 486,000 industrial robots were installed globally. That's a 27% more increase than the year before. Now, robotic companies are saying that they are seeing rising interest, especially among consumer industrial companies such as appliance makers and auto industry. So this is another thing that Kathy Woods has been saying that is going to cause the great deflation. What is the great deflation? That is where we're going to come on to the bullwhip effect. Oh, and look at that, the bullwhip effect. So what is the bullwhip effect? This is what is going to cause the next big problem. So we have the loads of talk of the recession. And when I go on to the JP Morgan report, which might be at the end of this episode, just so we can fit it in and just do it really quickly, we're going to talk about what JP Morgan is seeing. And then the major thing that I'm seeing from those reports is that, yes, everyone's talking about recession, but if you ask the general person in the general public, what is a recession? They actually wouldn't be able to tell you. Now, on top of that, most people that are investing now that are causing this market sentiment to be super fearful is because the majority of people are new, like a lot of people are new first-time investors, and they just got banged in the jaw for the first time, and they're just like,
Wait, let me add to this. Shouts Wall Street Trapper. Since 2020, the market has seen 28 million between March 2020 to now, July 2022. So that's 2 years and 3 months. The market has seen approximately 28 million new investors.
wow,
65% of which have fell off since the market started crashing in January.
Wow. And if you know anything about investing, most great investors like BlackRock, what do they do in the dip?
Buy more.
They probably buy more. So not saying that's advice for you. I'm just saying that's what the greatest investors on the planet do. But, you know, we're not the greatest investors on the planet. We just seem to have a lot of correlation with some of them. Anyway, so the bullwhip effect, how does it work? What happens is there's a small changes in demand, like we saw in lockdown, more people buying more things. Why? Because they had more money. Then what happens? That then gets passed on to the manufacturers. So the manufacturers then go and spend more money making sure that they've got enough supply to keep the customers happy. That then passes on to the suppliers, and the suppliers make sure that they have enough to give to the manufacturers, to give to the customers. But what happens is inflation happens, and then guess what? The customers don't actually have the money. So then companies are left with all this stock that they can't do anything with. And then you have something called mass deflation, where the prices of things rapidly come down, which causes earnings reports to look terrible because, number one, they've got too much consumer demand. Number two, they've got a bit of, basically, companies just don't make any money. That's pretty much what happens. So it's not quite a recession. It's something else, and it's much worse than a recession. But let's see how we get through this in the next quarter.
Back onto your point about the average person can't even define what a recession is. Remember, the average person only defines the economic climate based on what the media tells the public the economic climate is.
It's not
right?
Oh,
yeah, that's fine. So, for example, like with regards to the pandemic, I've said this time and time again, and it might not hit you, but we know at Blockchain Sensei, and people who are into finance know that the coronavirus was that time, March 2020 to the end of 2021. That was the biggest economic crisis since the 1930s. So that recession was worse than the 2007, 2008, 2009 recession. But seldom do the public relate coronavirus world lockdown to recession. In fact, if you think about it, during the time of lockdown in 2020, the word recession was seldom used.
It was never used. It was pretty much never used.
Well, maybe
a little bit.
It's because
at first there was like fearfulness.
So do you want me to tell you why it wasn't used? The reason that word wasn't used is because it wasn't technically a recession. So here's some education for you guys. A recession is only applicable when the markets have been consecutively down for 2 quarters, which is 6 months. Now, in the world that we live in now, which is super fast-paced, that's a long time. So I believe that this term recession shouldn't really apply anymore, because 6 months is a long time now. Like in the 1930s, in the 1950s, maybe early 2000s, not even 2000s, like 1980s, 1990s, 6 months was a long time in the financial world. But now everyone can see what's happening every day all over the world. Literally on your iPhone, there is a stock sector when you swipe. So everyone all over the world can see it instantly all day, whereas that never used to happen. So this is where I think there's a bit of a problem with that. But let's carry on with the news. So Bitcoin and traditional financial asset performance. This is a post that I highly recommend people to go and look at. Yes, the reason I posted this is because CZ from Binance was trolling people hard. Is down. People are saying that Coinbase is going to go out of business and so on and so forth. Let's just note that Coinbase, right? Coinbase are so up, it is crazy. They were in Bitcoin, right? When Bitcoin was $150. So yes, their revenue might be down, but for their assets to be down, like
impossible.
Like that's ridiculous. And then how much crypto do they own?
Around 12% of all crypto
that they've been collecting since 2012. So to be down on 12% of all crypto since 2012, I don't know how you do that. Like, I'm pretty sure if they own that much crypto and it's a US company, the US government might bail them out as a security threat. There is no way the US government is going to let 12% of the world's crypto reserves just disappear.
Well, 98% of it is
in cold storage. So yeah, it's pretty damn valuable. So that's that one. Now, one of the biggest ones before we go on to talking about Softbank, and obviously our boy Keish, let's go back to that, is the Google stock split. So one of the things we keep talking about every episode is PE ratios and EPS. Does anyone want to tell us what PE ratio and EPS is in the chat? Let's see if anyone's been paying attention.
And on IG.
And on IG, because we talk about this at least once every 2 weeks.
What is PE ratio? What is
Come on, guys. What is PE ratio or what is EPS? I might even, you know what we're going to start doing? I'm going to start asking questions and giving away money or tokens when people get it right. Because
we got something in the
we
chat.
got an answer.
We got something in the chat.
Let's see if someone didn't Google. Price to earnings ratio. Exactly that. And then EPS is earnings per share. Now, think of earnings per share like in football, the goals per game. So, and then think of price to earnings as what the price points are to the amount that they're earning. Now, just because the price, so there's a great saying by Jeff Bezos actually, and that is that the price of the stock and the stock is not the company, and the company is not the price of the stock. So right now, Google was $2,238 a share. Its PE ratio, so how much it was earning per share, was 20.22. It has now dropped, because it's done a 20-to-1 stock split, to 111 per share. And the PE ratio is the goddamn same. I'm not saying that, I'll be honest with you. This is going to be one of my longest holds for the next 10 years. I'm going to go crazy bullish on Google just because they've got more data and more information than anyone in the world. They are going to be in the top 2 at least for AI, without shadow of a doubt.
Well, when we talk about this billion fund and where it's going.
Yep. So
contribute to innovation. Talking
to that, easy segue. We're going to do a bit more of a bigger breakdown on Google in another episode. So let's go on to onto what we're talking about today. And this is going to be in our tweet string. So if you want to know more on it, it's all in the tweet string. And what's amazing about this research that we've done, the video that you can get a lot of this information from is actually in the WhatsApp group, for those of you in the WhatsApp group. So we did this research a bit combined, and this is not the first time we're going to be covering Softbank. We're going to be covering this company a lot. So hold on to your seatbelts. This is going to be one of the craziest stories you have ever heard in your life.
Okay, let's go. Let's talk about somebody called Masayoshi Son, who is the founder of Softbank. Now let's just put a quick face to the name because I think that is very important.
It is showing the screen, isn't it, guys? Someone tell us.
Yeah, please tell me the screen is showing. Yes, amazing. So let's just familiarize. Sorry, the sun, it's getting to my head. Like Mayoshi's. I tried to take a half an hour nap in the middle of the day. So let's just familiarize ourselves with
Masayoshi-san.
Masayoshi.
One of the most influential people of all markets that nobody talks about.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Masayoshi-san. I'm sorry for butchering your name.
Sorry, Masayoshi-san.
So this is what he looks like. And to be honest, up until recent times, he's kind of been in the shadows, at least when it comes to like the public retail, public investor market. So let's get to know. So he once secured $45 billion after a 45-minute meeting, but we'll get into that later. He was an early investor in Alibaba, which we'll get onto later in the sweet stream, which is how we made a lot of his initial capital. So let me correctly say his name again. A little about Masayoshi-san. So he is ethnically Korean, but he grew up in Japan. So just for some context, there is a historical racism between native Japanese ethnics towards Korean Japanese people. I don't know the extent of how severe it is, but my dad, who lived in Japan between 1989 and 1997, he did actually explain to me with regard to this. So anyway, growing up in Japan was tough for Masayoshi-san. He was inspired by a Japanese entrepreneur called Fujita, my bad. because it's not Mexican. It's not. No. I was thinking of like a Spanish name. My bad.
Even call him
So
Vegeta,
Den Fujita. Let's just familiarize ourselves with this entrepreneur. So this is Den Fujita. As you can see, he is with Ronald McDonald because Den Fujita actually brought McDonald's from America to Japan. Now, Masayoshi actually tried consistently calling Den's office many times in his teenage years. And the assistant would always tell Masayoshi that Den Fujita is busy. So, being the 15-year-old hustler whom Masayoshi was, at 15 years old, he flew all the way to Tokyo. And then finally, Den Fujita gave him 15 minutes of his time and told him to get into computers. Bear in mind, this was, in fact, the 80s. So bear in mind, my father, who is a, computer genius, he only started getting into computers in 1989. So this is very, very early times, right? So he did proceed with that intellectual property to get into computers. And 1 year later, Masayoshi flew to California at 16 years old. So he attended an American high school, realized that it was taking too long to graduate after only being there for a few days. He asked to take the college exam early, and within 1 month, he got accepted to the University of Cali to study economics and computer science at 16 years old. So,
mad.
So
straight away from this already, you know that this guy is going to be successful. Like, his persistence is crazy. His risk ability is insane. And then when you hear this next bit.
Okay, so one of the things that he did, this is not on the tweet string, this is just through research, is that he asked his college friends, mind you, he was between the ages of 16, 17, 18, 19, because by 19 he graduated, a millionaire, mind you. He asked, this is something that's documented, he asked his college friends if there was a possibility that there was a job that was available for him that paid $10,000 but only for 5 minutes of work. So
no, it's 10,000 a month for 5 minutes of work a day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. His college friends thought it was crazy, so he thought, okay, well, the only way I'm going to make the most amount of money in this space that I'm learning about is to be an inventor. So what he did every day, right? I want you guys to bear this in mind. He set a 5-minute timer every day and said, I'm going to come up with inventions. And what he did with these inventions, the really good ones, guess what he did? He patented them. Is that the correct verb? Patented them, right? So when people eventually got to wanting to
have that idea also,
he could then sell the rights to that idea. One of these intellectual properties was to the technology company Sharp, which he sold some intellectual property to for a mere $1.7 million
at 19.
At 19. As a side hustle, remember, this is during the time where he's doing his university degree.
This is right. Let's just understand, because we need to give some like scale to what you're listening to here about this guy. You can already tell from what we're telling you that before we've even got into the business that he's doing now or that he did after, he has shown all the traits of success. And these are all the traits that we're giving this episode so that people can copy. Persistence, finding a mentor, like taking risks, stepping out of your comfort zone, and then understanding money and the game, and then also giving yourself time to just think.
Mm-hmm.
He gave himself 5 minutes a day
to come up with inventions.
to just think Now, when you look at the world and everything that's going on and how many people can you say around you take 5 minutes out of their day to just think?
I actually spend about 15 to 20 minutes a day thinking. What I like to do, hopefully someone can find value from this, is that I write G5. I never even told you this. G5, M5, D5, right? So G5 is I put G5 plus. I write minimum 5 things I'm grateful for.
Oh, nice.
And M5 is I write 5 manifestations. So typical one would be like, I am a debt-free, multi-billionaire, multi-business owner. Part 2, I am healthy. Part 3, whatever.
Sick.
And then D5 is 5 things I actually need to do. For example, like taxes, admin, like real things.
I might do that.
Yeah.
No? Well, there's your one person that's taking something from me.
Yeah.
I just normally meditate for 10 minutes, but
yeah, I need to get back into that. But around the same time, remember he's still in uni.
As a side hustle,
he imported 350 Space Invader arcade machines to the US and made around 1 million in profit. Now, the reason why I think this is so significant, and I tweeted this in this order, is because I understand that this is very, very far from a lot of people's spectrums.
The patent thing.
The patent thing, it requires insane amounts of intellectual property. Though this is something that is not accessible to everybody, I think this just shows that something more classic business orientated worked.
And importing it.
Yeah.
Sandbox VR.
So how did he do all of this on top of university? He paid an Asian student to go in for the lecture.
Let me just say that one more time. Sandbox VR. All I'm going to say, whoever does that will make a lot of money. Say no more. Do your own research.
We say. Pick up Storm, our head of NFTs. Okay, so back to the arcade machines. He bought the machines on credit and he imported them by plane, initially at a loss, but he would often make the money back from the machines because someone would be playing them before he had to pay the machine supplier.
Again, the lessons in this are crazy. So using other people's money. He didn't even use his own money. He got it on credit.
Using other people's money and understanding the value of time. So he could have saved money by shipping the arcade machines. However, he understood that in the time that arcade machine is in the ship, he could be actually generating revenue in that time.
Mad.
Oh,
and this is all before he's even started Softbank.
I'm back. Oh, let me go back. No.
This is all before he's even started investing.
Go back. Okay, cool.
And then the next thing that happens is a common thing that you will see happen in most billionaires' lives. So I highly recommend a YouTube channel called Business Casual. Once again, I'm gonna say it, Business Casual on YouTube. Go and watch every single episode. They're about 10 minutes long and they just tell you the story of JP Morgan, Coca-Cola, Bic, Lamborghini. And one of the things you'll see is that there's a common theme that Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Warren Buffett, every one of them has a moment of tragedy in their life.
Yes.
And they have something happens in their brain where they either go, I'm down and out, or they go, screw it. So a common fact that most people don't know, Richard Branson, Elon Musk, who's the other one that's lost a child? Richard Branson, Elon Musk, there was another one. There's another multi-billionaire that's lost a child. Like, that is crazy levels of mental trauma to like get through and then also become a billionaire.
And we wouldn't wish that on anyone. It's definitely not worth it.
That's like...
But for the context, if you think you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
If you wonder why these people are so successful, is because it's often because of that adverse moment that just brought them to the moon.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So he finished uni in California, now a multimillionaire, and went back to Japan at age 19. And he started Softbank in 1981 as a software distribution company. Mind you, how many companies were even using software? Companies would be using software, but the public didn't even understand the value of software.
You wouldn't even understand computers.
It's 1981.
There wasn't even home computers.
That's crazy.
That's mad. And he already had that vision from then.
Mm-hmm. And then basically just skip forward to 1992, disaster struck. Massa got chronic hepatitis. The doctor said he may not survive. He had a daughter already and a pregnant wife during the time. This was at the prime of this man's life. He had loans from the bank, so had to pretend that everything was fine. Investors would pull out if they knew he was ill, and he snuck out of hospital to attend meetings. Softbank went public so just the power of hold. Softbank went public in 1994. This is a trading view chart, and we can see that I don't actually know what the X is from 1994, would be even more crazy. However, I can confirm that since 2002 or 2003 to current price, even with this dip, it is seen a 42,000% return. That means if you invested £10 in SoftBank in February 2003, you would have £420,000 worth of stock. Has anybody got a tenner?
That shows just the lessons that you're learning in this episode.
Type gaming chart if you can wait 20 years for 42,000% return. Type gaming chart if you have the patience to wait 20 years for 42,000% return.
This episode, I hope people are really understanding the game in this episode. Is off the charts.
Off the charts, right? So let's close. One sec. One of the lessons that I want you guys to take away from this is believing in your vision.
Yep.
Literally anything that you guys are building today, if you ever lose vision or starting to lose vision, this is one of those blueprint guys. You know how us as entrepreneurs, there's been times we've lost faith and think, is this going to work or is this worth it? It's very, very important to study such people because it gives you the hope and the faith and the drive to continue. Some people complain because the portfolio is 40% down. You know what I mean? This guy's on 70 billion. Anyway, he invested in Yahoo when Yahoo was only valued at $40 million. A few months later, the IPO Yahoo was valued at 808 million. That means that within a few months, Yahoo did a 20x, which is crazy. For those who don't know what an IPO is, it means initial public offering, and it's basically why it's basically where you can buy a stock before the public price. So by the end of the 90s, SoftBank became a sort of tech VC, mainly investing in other tech companies rather than build their own software. In 1998, SoftBank invested 400 million into E-Trade. As of July 2022, E-Trade has a market cap of 10.89 billion. This makes E-Trade the world's 1,301st, that should be ST, most valuable company by market cap according to data.
But again, let's just understand that flip. He invested at 400 million and it's now 10.89 billion. This guy has the vision. Period. It's unarguable that this guy is one of the greatest entrepreneurs and visionists. He can literally see, he's clearly doing a lot of reading because when we kind of see things before other people, so he's doing a lot of reading. The reading this guy must be doing is mad. Anyway.
Yeah. There is, just for the record, a lot of content about him making, I guess you would say, more spontaneous investments, but I wouldn't believe that information. I would rather believe that he has a team and looks into the actual projects. So by the end of the 90s, Massa had invested $3 billion amongst 800 companies. Now, when I came across this bit, I thought we did networking. This guy was meeting 200 entrepreneurs every 3 months to try and find the next big opportunity. In the 90s, mind you, tech entrepreneurs in the 90s.
That's actually disgusting.
That's hard to find.
Do you know how hard that is? What's that? 200 divided by 3 months. How much is that?
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's only 2.5 people a day, every day.
Just bam, bam, half an hour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
I guess
achievable.
that's achievable.
But it's the fact that these people were difficult to even find during this time period.
Yeah.
Remember, it's not within our century.
Shit.
This wasn't. Remember, 90 is still 1900.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, nearly.
That's mad.
This is the 90s. I was born in 1995.
There
Remember,
was not that many tech companies.
Yeah, think about this, right? I remember in 2002, 2003, I remember the dial-up tone. And I remember when I was 10 years old, and my mom told me that I need to get off the internet or she's going to cut off my internet because she's on a telephone.
Yeah.
And that's 2002, 2003.
I remember that.
You was born in 89, I was born in 95. This guy's meeting 200 tech entrepreneurs. Bro, it's not... It's
On
not,
the year, in the year you were born, he was doing this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They would have been difficult to find.
Yeah, true.
So if you don't know about persistency, that's insane, right? Massa had an important realization. One big winner could mask all other failures combined.
Whoa. One of the key points that we've skipped
Go on.
is what he would do in his meditation session to come up with the ideas, which I think is unbelievable. I don't know why that tweet's not there, because he definitely typed it out. I saw you do it. So one of again, I want you to write this down if you're taking notes on this episode. One of the ways he came up with ideas is number one was reflection. Was it reflection? No, it was. Oh, I know this. Wait. It was
Solving problems.
solving problems.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, yeah, there is.
This was when he
Oh,
was
what?
inventing
Oh.
things.
Okay, stay where you are. I remember them now. So first one is solving problems. And we say this all the time. The key to a business is how many people's problems in the world can it
you
solve? The more problems you solve, the more money you make. The reason Microsoft is valued at what it is, because it solves problems for billions of people.
Yeah.
Like, people might hate on Bill Gates, but he's solving problems for probably 5 billion people a day,
Yes,
because everyone's using some kind of bloody word processor or spreadsheet. Then the next one that he did is he would change perspective. Now, I talk about this all the time. One of the greatest lessons I was told is change the way you look at things, and the things you will look at will change. Bars. Now, that sentence, I want you to stick with it for the rest of your life. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. That doesn't just apply to business, that applies to people. When you're having conversations with people and you don't understand them and you're angry at them, change the way you're looking at things, and the things you're looking at will change. Never see things from your perspective. Always consistently ask yourself, how can I see this from my customer's perspective? How can I see this from the corporation's perspective? How can I see this from my auntie, my nan, whoever's perspective? The more perspectives you've got, the more angles you can see how something might apply to the world. The final one that he would do is he would take, and again in that space, look at businesses and things from the smallest point of view, and then look at them from the biggest point of view. That's the other one. Then the final one is that he would take things and try and merge them and mix them together. So one of the ones that he did is he took radio and a cassette player and mixed it together.
Radio cassette player.
Mad. So yeah, that's hope there's game in that as well.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so Jack Ma, who's the founder of Alibaba. Let's just get ourselves familiar.
Man like Jack.
With Jack
Now,
Ma.
bear in mind, Mayoshi Son's already hitting things out the park. He's already a mad entrepreneur.
He's a multi-billionaire. By the time he invests in Amazon, not Amazon, Alibaba,
he's already
he's gone clear.
And then he does this.
Okay, so Jack Ma, this is Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, who, mind you, was actually like the CEO for like a long time. We only recently stepped down.
Yeah.
Actually initially told Masayoshi that they weren't looking for investors, but Masayoshi was very persistent. Masayoshi actually said that originally Jack Ma had no business plan, no revenue, but he had something in his eyes that were very strong.
Mad. Mad. My guy invested in Alibaba based on Jack Ma's eyes. On his eyes? Not what?
Anyway.
But again, I think it's because at this point, he's done more than his 10,000 hours. He's like got like a sixth sense of understanding businesses, but he can't explain it in words.
Yeah.
He just knows. Like I always say, the greatest way of explaining this is I learned from DJ Khaled. He said and it's a Jamaican phrase called overstanding. It's not understanding, it's about overstanding. Like DJ Khaled overstands music. He knows when he's onto a banger. Like Floyd Mayweather overstands boxing. He can see a punch coming from the way someone moves their feet. And he overstands. Whatever discipline you're in, aim to overstand.
Oh my God. No, aim to understand, then understand, and then overstand. Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Got the Jack Ma numbers, because these numbers are crazy.
Yeah, I think so.
These Jack Ma numbers are sickening.
So, in the year 2000, Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba, eventually after pestering Jack Ma in the 90s, saying, let me invest. No, I'm good, bro. Let me invest. No, I'm good, bro. Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba, eventually let Masayoshi invest 20 million. As of 2022, that 20 million is now worth 143 billion. Let's just get a calculator on the X. Let's get the calculator on the X because I know it's really hard to imagine. That's
disgusting.
One sec. Let's get the calculator up. And then let's quickly just click.
He's already clear. He's already so up. And then he does that. This guy, he's already flipped Yahoo. He's already flipped E-Trade. He's already in with Sharp. And then he does Alibaba.
No, it's crazy.
Are you mad? How is this guy not talked about in school?
So 143 billion. 143 billion divided by 20 million. So that is a 7,150x. Please type game in chat if you be willing to hold for 20 years for a 7,150x. That means if you invested £10 in Alibaba in the year 2000.
Now you did 100. You did 100 last time. Do 100 again.
Oh, 100.
So if you invest $100 back then, what would it be worth?
Oh, if you invested 100, okay. If you invested $100 back then, you would have nearly $750,000.
So just from following this guy and investing $100 in every one of his investments, you're clear.
You'd be a multi-millionaire.
From $100
following
this guy?
In the 8 figures.
So I think you know what our strategy is going to be.
Let's start watching this guy very closely.
And just put $100 in whatever he's doing.
I mean, that's not financial advice, but yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm going to do my research and I'm going to do a lot of reading.
Okay, so anyway, 1 second. However, it's not all just rainbows and flowers because the same year, in the year 2000, Master raised the largest Japanese investment fund ever, investing in countless internet companies. For 3 days, he was the richest man in the world. And then overnight, lost $70 billion because of the dot-com bubble. Now, mind you, right, this is kind of misleading a little bit because when people say they lost money, remember, you only lose when you sell. So I'm assuming that obviously a lot of the stocks did crash, but having held on, they bounced back. Oh boy,
they bounced back.
They bounced back.
So what is the lesson here, guys? What is the lesson? If you've done the fundamentals, if you've done the research and your asset is down, it's probably not going to be down 70 billion. If you think your portfolio is bad and you're getting wrecked and you're uncomfortable, are you down 70 billion?
Are you even down 1 billion? Are you even down 1 million? Right? Because that would be 1/70,000th
of what he was down.
He was down.
And guess what? He carried on staying true to the game, invested more. And then just one of his assets is now worth 140 billion. That's one. One.
And mind you, with regards to the Alibaba ownership, he actually owns, or SoftBank, mind you, has around 25% of the company.
Mad. Now, here's a mad flex that people don't know. What he did, which was even more mad flex, he invested in Alibaba. Guess who one of the other bigger investors was?
No, Goldman Sachs.
Goldman Sachs and Yahoo. So this guy indirectly invests twice.
Oh yeah, because he was a large
shareholder in Yahoo.
An early investor, right? So, so this guy's a bit crazy. In the year 2001, Masa got into the Japanese broadband business.
2001.
Remember in 2003, yeah, I couldn't be on the internet and my mum be on the telephone at the same time. That's 2003. So for him to even be thinking about investing in Japanese broadband is crazy. So what he did was he actually barged in the telecoms office of the Japanese government. Mind you, they probably were aware of who he was.
Of course they were.
Right? And he said, translated,
I've just lost 70 billion.
This is the end. If you don't help me, I'm going to pour gasoline on myself and set myself on fire. Obviously, the Japanese government didn't want him to do that and was scared. So let him inside the network of the Japanese broadband service. He then launched a broadband service in Japan, pricing at half the price of competitors. And one of his marketing strategies was he had saleswomen in miniskirts handing out free modems in Tokyo street corners. Now, just for a little bit of context, Japan is kind of like more with it with regard to that.
They love that.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's politically correct.
Yeah, it's politically correct over there, even to this day. So one of Masa's investment thesis is rapid growth and market share with speculative profits. Essentially positioning, right? So this is what we're doing at Blockchain Sensei. We're not a multi-billion company yet, but we
will be.
Yeah, but we literally will be by 2030 because we're positioning ourselves in the most hyper growth sector of the world. It's the subsector of tech. Yeah. It's cryptocurrency. Right?
No. I want to stop saying that we're in cryptocurrency.
Blockchain.
We're not. We're in blockchain technology. There's a huge difference. I did a tweet about it the other day. I'm not into crypto. I hate crypto. Crypto's a scam. Blockchain is going to take over everything. It's going to be in agriculture. It's going to be in law. It's going to be in sports. It's going to be in, like, you show me something that blockchain is not going to be in. I'm yet to find it. It's even going to be in sex. It's going to be in it's going to be in religion. It's going to be in everything.
Pray to earn.
Pray to earn. The Vatican would do that.
Yeah.
The Vatican would do that, where you get Vatican tokens for turning up to the Vatican. Shout out Vatican if you want us to build that for you. You know our number.
Yeah, but I prefer to build a mosque one. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I think the Arab one is bigger than the Italian one.
Yeah.
Don't know. You know about that.
No reckon. You know when the Saudi princes got
Vatican
underneath the Vatican though.
Vatican haven't got money. They're in their own separate thing.
Okay. So they got like the political power.
No, they just don't have money. They just have it. They are the Roman Empire. So they have it.
Well, anyway, Masa often talks about his 300-year vision. For example, SoftBank becoming he's publicly said that it's going to be a
telepathy company.
So we can speak to dogs, etc. So talk about long-term vision. By 2007, Masa identified that the shift of the PC, the shift from more use of mobile phone compared to the PC. Masa called Steve Jobs in 2007.
This guy.
And then he said to Steve Jobs over the phone, I want to be the exclusive iPhone distributor, at least for a few years, in Japan for iPhone.
This guy's vision is
and then Steve Jobs said to him, how are you going to do that? You don't even own the distribution line. And he said, just give me a bit of time. Then he bought Vodafone Japan.
No. You're missing a bit.
Go on.
When he asked this, the iPhone was a patent.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't even a thing.
Yeah, it was.
It didn't even exist.
It didn't exist.
The iPhone didn't even exist, and my guy's setting up a whole fucking industry for it in Japan.
Like he literally bought Vodafone Japan on the speculation that Apple were gonna release
an iPhone.
So he spent $20 billion, mind you, $20 billion on acquiring Vodafone Japan in speculation the iPhone will be released so he could score the exclusive contract to be the only distributor of iPhone in Japan, at least for the initial launch.
I think he was right. Again, I like to say that we're right a lot. This is probably the guy. He's now my new hero. I like him more than I like Warren Buffett because he's more exciting. And he's getting way bigger returns and doing way madder stuff than Warren Buffett. Like Warren Buffett is playing it safe. This guy is playing it high risk. And not missing. Yeah, obviously he misses every now and again, but his wins are disgusting.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you can get 42,000x, you can literally get it wrong 10,000 times.
Yeah.
If you get 42,000x once.
But he didn't get it once. He's going to get it multiple times. Multiple times.
So anyway, Massa actually, unfortunately he wasn't an early investor in Amazon in terms of like IPO because he because his money was tied up during the time. So this is a quote from him: "I hope to be remembered as a crazy guy who bet on the future." Let's go to the replies. 1 second. Let's finish off the string. Oh.
Mad game in this lesson.
Okay, so
I'm just going to look at some of his other more recent investments to see if he's still missing. Oh yeah, he isn't. You probably saw a sneak peek of some of the things that he's. Yeah, keep going. Next one.
So I think it's important to just highlight something. Now these are just allegations, so look into it yourself. There's a darker side to all of this. Some people have called his investing style reckless investing. So bear in mind that a lot of the stories on his investment strategy, I'm just going to speculate that a lot of them are kind of like PR stunts where he says, I just looked, I didn't even look at the pitch deck and I just invested. I very much doubt that is actually the case. Remember, things are a facade. So some have said that he's threatened companies saying that if they don't accept his investments, he'll invest in his rivals. However,
and then sometimes he invests in their rivals anyway.
Anyway, yeah. So for those that don't know what Grab is, this is like a big Uber rival in Indonesia.
In Asia.
Yeah, very, very big in Asia.
But it's the rival, but the back end's made by Uber.
Oh,
yeah.
So Uber's getting paid.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Okay, so
it's all smoke and mirrors. So let's just look at some of these companies: TikTok, WeWork. I don't even need to say anymore. I don't even need to say anymore. Like, do it. Like, why is this guy not credited as the greatest investor on the planet?
Quite possibly. I mean, like, think about WeWork, right? Oh, major hack. Hopefully someone from WeWork doesn't watch this. So I have a friend who is a web designer who I actually met on the weekend, who I've not told you about, and he used to live in Brazil, and he pays $115 a month for WeWork, and he, through his Brazilian membership, can use any WeWork in the world.
Oh.
So WeWork, first of all, what's amazing about WeWork is that they have a subscription model where if you pay every month, you can use any WeWork in the world, but he's got the ultimate discount.
Oh wow! So he pays in the Brazilian sort of.
Yeah, he pays.
Not currency, but as in the prices that they pay in Brazil, but he uses it in the UK.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, if we go on holiday to some, hey, listen, WeWork, don't shoot me. I'm sorry, you're a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm sure I can just say.
How about this? WeWork, if you like this and you like how smart we are, put us in a call with this guy, please. Because we can make him another 100 billion easy.
Big statement.
Easy.
It's been discovered that Softbank was a NASDAQ well behind billions of option trades, but we expect that. Okay, so more excitingly, fast forward to the modern day, there is now a $100 billion vision fund by Softbank, 45 billion of which was invested by Mohammed bin Salman a Saudi prince, which he claims, I don't know how true this is, but he claims to have only had a 45-minute meeting with him. So claims to, I quote, have raised 1 billion a minute. So let's just quickly.
Everyone knows this guy.
Yeah, you know the face, because you see him on the internet and there's like memes and stuff about him. But yeah, for those that don't know, he is a Saudi prince.
No, he's not. The crown prince basically means king.
Oh, okay. Okay, is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So, for those that don't know why, like, the Middle East is a huge crypto hub, as some of you may or may not know, the Middle East, historically speaking, has made large amounts, if not the largest amounts of its capital in the areas of, like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, through oil, right? Oil is a multi-trillion-dollar economy. I think around 10 to 13 trillion.
And they own Saudi Aramco, which is technically the biggest company in the world that no one talks about.
We'll talk about that in another episode. We covered that.
We've
right?
covered Saudi Aramco.
Yeah. So have a look at.
Ages ago you did that.
Yeah, have a look at Saudi Aramco and their subsidiaries. This is the key. You wanna look when looking at companies. You wanna look right at the the mother company. If you're looking at any company, see if they've got a mother company, and then see which subsidiaries the mother company owns,
and then see what investments they're making.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, basically, this is just some like macro information. The Middle East is highly investing a lot in innovation because oil is soon to be, in the macro, a declining world. Like everyone's going for renewable energy.
The next new oil is
data. Data is the new oil, basically. Also part of this multi-billion-dollar fund is investments from Apple and Foxconn. Now, if you search for the Vision Fund by Softbank, the media will have you thinking that it's not a good company in the sense that they're 27 billion down right now because of tech stocks, but that's basically every venture capital company in the world right now. Everyone's down. So yeah, and that is a bit of a deep dive.
I don't think these players, I personally wouldn't try and bet against the Saudi Crown Prince, Apple, and Foxconn, and SoftBank. Personally,
sir.
That's if they've invested, that money is not going to get blown. They will do whatever it takes to make sure they're.
But this is the punchline.
The main sector they're investing in.
The main sector they're investing is what, Mr. Harding? AI.
And whoever wins the AI race, what do we know? Wins all races.
So,
and who's a big AI company? Oh yeah, Google. I wonder if you can put all the links of everything we've done today back together into one piece. Two of the biggest companies in AI are Google and Tesla. I wonder if these gentlemen that we've just been talking about are invested in Google and in Tesla. Find out in the next episode of the game.
Just finally, before we get on to questions, now I don't want to scare anyone, but basically, it has been theorized by many intelligent people, more knowledgeable and connected and more experienced than myself and Mr. Harding, that we're at an interesting time in human history because it's predicted that within the next 20 years, for the first time in human history, artificial intelligence is going to exceed human intelligence.
Already doing it, because one of the things people don't realize is that the reason why we're going to have this inflection of technology and hyper deflation, like deflation that you can't even imagine, is going to happen because things are going to get so cheap, because things are going to be designed, made, manufactured, and shipped. The whole global supply chain system is going to be run by AI, and it's already started, because guess what? AI now designs computer chips. So AI is designing its own computer chips to make it faster, better, and stronger. So this for itself, to make the processing stronger for itself. So
to make itself cheaper for itself.
Yeah. So it's already begun.
It's like self-improving itself
consistently every day
on automation.
Like It's done.
And like humans, the main job of humans will then be to upscale the AI.
Yeah.
And just think about processes and how can the AI can self-improve itself even quicker.
And it's not a case of AI taking over the world. The AI has to be programmed by someone. You have to give it a command. I always like to use the idea of AI as in school, we had the turtle bot, if everyone remembers it, the big gray thing, and you had to type in the command of where you wanted it to go. Now, this thing doesn't know how to jump unless you code jump into it. This thing doesn't know how to go left and then diagonal or backwards unless you code that into it. So AI will only ever do what it's told to do within the parameters that it's told to work in. So it's not a big evil machine. It's like, I would say AI is the next advancement and greatest thing to human civilization since alcohol and money. Alcohol and money have the same effect as AI, which is they don't make things worse. They just bring out and expose people's true nature and amplify who and what their intentions are. And that's all the AI is going to do. It's just going to, if people are bad people, it's going to amplify that. If people are good people, it's going to amplify that. Because some people, when they're drunk, get hella generous and start buying everybody at the bar drinks.
Shout out to those people.
Some people, when they've got money, their aim is to just give it all away. So some people, when they got money, that isn't their aim. Some people, when they get drunk, they get violent. So it's what it is. So let's take some questions. It's been an amazing episode. We'll start off with, we'll do a balance of the IG to the thingy. So let's go with Kel French. We'll get you on.
Oh, Pian Wu's here.
Oh, we can do the thing where we get them on the camera on here, can't we? Let's send them a request.
Send Wu a request. Why not? Let's see if you can talk about the NFT thing. Go live with Pian Wu. This should be good. Shouts Pian Wu, one of our.
And then if we can.
Hey!
What's good, homie? Oh, we can't even do it like that. We'll have to get rid of the background. What are you saying, bro? Is it hot out there?
Not out of the UK, bro. I'm not, like, it's 5 a.m. the morning here, but I'm awake.
5 a.m. and you've chosen.
Journal, writing, went to the.
Bro, Pian Wu, it's 5 a.m. and you've chosen to tune into the game all the way from Korea.
100%, bro. 100%. I was very interested to like hear about the whole AI situation because I was actually in fact just given a book from this mentor of mine about AI and AI artificial intelligence books about it. This author that I know, she made a book about it a couple of years ago for it, and I was just reading it, and then now I'm going to the live here. Blockchain's doing Monday call, the game call, and then I listen to it straight away. So AI, you know, everything kind of aligns together in a way.
Yo, AI and music, madness. The amount of music musicians are going to be able to put out if they use AI correctly is insane. You know, like how you can create like a song like this? Like imagine training AI to do that for you on automation. It would just literally be.
There's already technology that happens that mimics out. So basically, what it does is that AI gets the sample of the voice of someone, and then he makes like an entire segment of the song out of it, and then makes a completely a new song. It's a thing that it's already happened like last year. Like my mentor was using this program to create this like legendary singer who's now dead, like a new song.
I'm gonna give you a mad plug. Are you ready for this? Who's ready for the $1 billion IP? Who's ready for the $1 billion IP? You ready? You ready? Whoever watches this episode of the game, you're getting more $1 billion IP. Get that AI and then just automate it so that every day, 5 times a day, maybe 20 times a day, it drops a new track on TikTok. Then those songs that get dropped on TikTok, release them all as NFTs, then release them on Spotify. By the way, I'll take whoever takes that idea, I'll take 2%. That's all I want. So yeah, but yo, big love for turning up to today's episode.
100%.
Miss you, bro. Miss you. But yeah, we need to talk about the that AR program, the round, because they want to do some stuff in Korea. So let's make it.
Bro. Like, I mean, I'm having a meeting with them on Thursday. So if anything, like, just let me know. Like, if you boys want to have like a quick chat after this meeting, happy to do so.
Yeah, man. Let's have a quick one.
I need to catch up with Ninja anyway, regardless. Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll chop it up after.
I told him about the Afro Beats guy.
Frank, was it?
Yeah, we big up Frank Golden. We actually met up on Saturday. He came over to mine.
Let's talk about that
After the game.
Yeah, man. Big love. Shout out to man like Pian Wu doing bits in Korea at 5 a.m. Jeez, love that.
What I'm doing, bro. Come on, man. It's what it is.
Love that. You see this? Future billionaire. Facts, guaranteed. Future, like 100%,
bro.
100. All right, cool, bro.
This is what I come back from Korea. This is the settings that's always been.
Jeez, the grind.
We love it.
All right, safe, bro. We'll catch you on the other side.
Oh.
How do we switch him off now? Right, not the entire live, but just part of it. Because bare of his fans are just joining in. I don't think they actually even understand what's going on.
Yo, big ups to Piang Wu's following that are here right now with Blockchain Sensei.
We're going to be doing some big things with Korean artists and augmented reality and NFTs coming soon. Let's go back over to the YouTube and the live. If you want to know more and get a bit more context, please follow us at Blockchain Sensei on Instagram and on YouTube. So let's go to a question or a comment from Shania.
Yes.
Shania, you've been unmuted.
My student. Tiffany.
Nope.
Tiffany. She got kids, so
4, 3, 2, 1. Next. Okay, cool. So we'll go to Storm.
Yo. No questions. Just it's been an amazing episode. I feel like I've not jumped in a minute. And yeah, why more people should be in here or rewatching this, because so much game has been dropped as always.
Yeah. I think this episode's not even been a game about investing. It's been game about life. It's just been like raw
knowledge bombs.
Like this episode has been like, I would say this is worth a year of university. This one episode.
I think more than that.
Like if you also, Dom has been drawing this. We're going to release this as an NFT. I don't know when, but future, this episode, the Softbank episode. Actually, can you put the Softbank on here, please, so that we can release it as the Softbank?
It's on a napkin.
Yeah, so we'll sell it as an NFT at some point in the future. But yeah, what would you say is the ultimate thing you learned from the story of Softbank?
Just that you do need to take some risks in life, and it does pay off. As long as you do the fundamentals, you do your own research, and yeah, I just think taking risk and fundamentals are so important.
Yep. And Storm,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it. I think Storm's going to be a billionaire in the next 10 to 15 years.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
You know why? Because if we are doing the exact same thing as Softbank, but a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what we're doing in the next, by 2040, can clear at least 100 billion.
I think even before then.
and you're an equity holder in what we're doing, so
easy.
So you know, sometimes it's about placement, being in the right place at the right time with the right people.
Positioning.
That's what it is.
That's the real P. It's just being there in the room. Like imagine how many 0.5, 0.1, and even 1% equities have been gained by accident just by being in the room.
Imagine how many people could have just stuck with Mr. Mayosi, the guy from Softbank, and just stopped hanging around with, like, after just a few of his results, I would be like, I'm just gonna hang around with you forever.
Anything I can do for you,
like whatever you need. Yeah, like let me just be your water carrier. Like, let me just do that for you. Like,
Let me hydrate you. Let me hydrate that brain.
yeah, like if you did that, you would, just from listening to his investments and just being around him, you'd have at least 100 million.
Yeah, because some of his exes are crazy, like 7,100, 42,000, 8,000, 10,000. That's crazy.
And then just putting the profits from some of those into other projects. Like, it's mad. Right, anyway, let's go back to, thank you very much, Storm. Amazing, lovely feedback. Let's go to no one's on the IG. Okay, cool. So let's go to Devon will go to the last. There's a reason for that. We'll go to Josh Adavinto.
Yes, it's been a while, homie. How you been? Always good to see you.
Hey guys, I'm back again. I always love to come to calls when there's less people on it, because I feel like that's like a good time when less people are worried. I feel that I would like to track your call rate in terms of like the more people that join, how many people are worried about their crypto or their blockchain.
That is a good indicator of where the markets are. Normally what happens is the less people that are on the call, the more money that can be made. We've noticed that. Like when we're doing absolute spitting ridiculous information, nobody's there. like it's so funny. But then then people come in when the gains are already kind of there, if that makes sense.
Exactly. After the rush is gone, everyone's there. Like, how can I miss the next one? 2 questions. I think we spoke. I think I probably missed the stock split conversation. But I guess we might need to talk about that later. But what are you guys doing? Just keeping going. I mean, I'm going to keep going.
Well, based on what we just said about Softbank, his track record, and the fact that he's getting into AI, and the fact that Google's probably the second biggest AI company in the world.
Yeah, they are very good. I'm trying to work for them. That would be fun.
Yeah,
because then you just get stock anyway.
Let's just break down the fund, right? So there is a $100 billion Softbank fund that started in 2017, right? And their focus is AI. Now, remember, this guy is known for 1,000 X's plus, right? 1,000, 10,000 X. Well, 100 billion, 10X is 1 trillion. 100 billion, 100X is 10 trillion. 100 billion, 1,000X is 100 trillion, which is like a third of the real estate market. Right? So
if this guy doesn't miss this time, which he hasn't really got a track record for missing really that much.
Well, there's obviously companies that have failed, but it's just the fact that he's known for the multi-thousand X's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you can just 100X $100 billion, that's 10 trillion, which is more than most countries.
Buy his own country.
That could be a thing.
Yeah. It's not going to be buying your own country. It's going to be buying your own planets.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to give you this information. $100 billion is the biggest investment fund in history, by the way.
Man.
So SoftBank are running the.
So I just don't see how he fails.
The biggest investment fund in history is mainly investing in AI.
I like it.
The biggest investment fund in history, with one of the most successful investors, tech investors, mind you, who specialized in tech, believed in tech since the 80s, is running the biggest investment.
Yeah, it's like the answers are all there.
I just love how quiet this is. I love how this is not on the news. This is nowhere. This is
silent but deadly
This
killer.
is nowhere. Like nowhere. Like this guy's. Everyone's always talking about Elon Musk. Why? Like, yeah, Musk is like he's a great entrepreneur, but he ain't got no track record in the flips like this guy. Like, not everyone can do what Elon Musk is doing. What this guy's doing, everyone could just copy. You could have literally just copied his portfolio from when he started.
That brings me on to question 2. How do you look at SoftBank's portfolio?
Wow, there's a thing called investor relations. And don't worry, we're going to do a whole episode. Like, this is the start of us diving into SoftBank. There is way more special episodes and way more deep dives coming. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
This is like the introduction.
This is the introduction.
Like the CEO introduction. Now, this is the crazy man behind it.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip a few lessons and use the training hard to talk.
But yeah, let's just, I would say, just, I'm not, yeah, there's nothing to say. Like there's already too much insane value in this call, not even just relating to investing, just like taking some of those principles and applying them to your own life, your own business practices, your work, whatever. Like just those three concepts that he uses to come up with patents. If you apply that as a methodology to what you're doing every day, you can't not have success.
Yeah, I like this. I'm looking at it now. But okay, I definitely need to speak to you and be a what do you call it, a watering can, man. If you guys want a glass of water, if you guys want to call, I'm there to help you.
I love that. He's gonna be our water guy.
If you want to talk about pharma, I can talk to you about pharma.
Oh boy, bro, that is a whole sector.
Blockchain and pharmaceuticals
that we're gonna need you on. It's, bro, when I'm telling you this, the one sector, AI, is going to absolutely bring. I have to swear, because otherwise people won't get the magnitude. Where the fucked up games are coming from?
I'm trying to put something out there. Yeah,
is in pharmaceutical and AI.
Joshua is going to be one of our major plugs and deal sources and bridges in terms of the pharmaceutical and
software development.
Pharmaceutical blockchain software development.
Yep.
We're gonna, like, this relationship's gonna extend, and then there's gonna be a time where you're in the room with the right person in your industry, and then the blockchain conversation comes up, and like, well,
and they're gonna be like, oh, we need consulting, oh, we need something built. Boom, we do it.
We'll build it.
You get your token supply, you get your equity. Boom, the project goes to the moon. Boom, that's one of them, and then we just do it again.
Sounds very good. I know a guy. Hopefully one day.
We can even release the software protocols.
Well, we have a very dangerous thing that happens is we put things out there and then they happen. So
very scary.
Speak into existence, man.
You need to come to the office, bro. Like, literally come to the office any Monday, 7 p.m. From 7 p.m. you can come and then we'll do the game live.
We'll come. It's just that I'm needed in many places. But yeah. I will be there. I'll be there. Okay. Let's have a talk. Thank you, guys.
All good. Does Turks Eunice want to join, or are we just wrapping up with Devon?
No, let's
wrap up with Devon. Devon, hi. We're just gonna be wrapping up in a bit.
Wrapping up, but if you have a question, let us know. Please type.
Devon, what are you saying, broski?
You hear me?
Yeah, bro, we can hear you, bro.
Please tell me he's not driving again.
Are you driving again?
I'm always on the road, bro. Like it's only 1:30 out here. Like it's midday, so like I just left like an interview. So yeah, but I did have a question. I was listening in, and then I had to get out because I was in the interview for a minute. I'm a little bit concerned about like the inflation of numbers, like right now specifically because of inflation. Like we have like a lot of like consumers still buying stuff, but like everything's like costs a lot more. Like even like last night I was talking to my mom. We were talking about like this avocado mayo that she used to buy it for like $7, and like now it's like $16.99 or something. And like I am aware that like there is like, I don't know why, but like the US I guess like did like a sanction on Mexican avocados, and like now avocado prices are like crazy out here. But like on top of the inflation is what made it jump. Like it's twice as expensive now. And I think like if people are still buying those products, like aren't we having like inflated revenue numbers?
The deflation is coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. Like, and that's going to be the bigger problem. Like, maybe not with so much with natural products like fruit and veg, but in other things, people have just created too much. They won't be able to sell it. Whereas with fruit and stuff, obviously it goes off, so they can keep those high prices. But yeah, in the tech sector, in the services sector, everything else, a big deflation is coming. If not now, is definitely coming in about 2 years. Once the AI stuff starts kicking in properly, yeah. Because you got to remember, automation is up 25%.
Crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
I read the like one of the articles you had sent to the WhatsApp group chat. Like I would think like the energy sector is having like the best out of like having the higher margin, but like isn't it like eating profits from like other sectors, even though they do have higher revenues?
Yeah, but what you always get is you get a sector rotation. So when energy goes up, energy normally goes up before the tech sector goes up.
The energy sector usually goes up before the tech sector.
So the energy sector will come crashing down. Then you get your deflation. Then you get your tech boom. That's what normally happens.
Okay.
Let's see if history repeats itself.
Pause.
So look into that. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see. Right, guys, we're gonna wrap that there because we got to call Pian Wu. Thank you very much for those of you that tuned in on Instagram, on YouTube, on Zoom.
On Spotify,
we love you guys.
On Audius.
Thank you for sticking with us. It's been an amazing journey. And this is the opening of a new chapter, the Softbank chapter.